Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about another small Star Wars or Kenner Star Wars toy vehicle, and this is the Endor speeder bike. I think some vehicle that most of the boys in the 1980s had in their possession. Because it's a really cool item, it's a small item, it was affordable and available at that time, so I think this is very commonly known, but still I would like to review it for today. And you see, it looks a bit like a motorcycle. It was made in 1983, and at that time I think this kind of vehicle was really popular with young boys especially, and yeah, it was a great invention. It's supposed to hover or levitate over the ground, so it has no wheels as most Star Wars vehicles from the original trilogy. Has two handles here and a little blaster below that is supposedly often lost, but strange enough for me, I never lost these. What is rather lost in my vehicle here is this flap behind. I just have one left, and yeah, that's very delicate to operate. It works very well, but it's still easy to lose, and I think most of the speeder bikes from that time have no flap anymore. I mentioned that before, the items from the Return of the Jedi line are for me more and more detailed, more delicate, more things you can break and you can lose. That was different in the previous toy lines from Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope, was my impression. So this is the speeder bike, and it is dedicated for these biker scouts. I think they are called Endor biker scouts. You can put them under here. There's a bit of a spring below so that it's stuck there, and yeah, looks really great. Just as this is typical Kenner style. You don't have this much detail. The legs are just straight up, but you can still make him sit there. Is for the later versions of this vehicle, I think you always can bend the knees and the legs, which looks more realistic, but totally lost this Kenner toy style for me. So this one here really is a typical Kenner look, and I like it very much until today. And as you can see, there is a little button here behind, and since so many of these speeder bikes exploded in the Return of the Jedi, and explosion damaging of the items and later putting them back together was a very big thing in the 1970s and 80s, especially in the 1980s, I think. So if you press the button, then the whole thing will collapse or explode, and with a little spring below. So, and the speeder bike is destroyed. Yeah, so this was really a interesting feature, I think, on the one side, so you can easily make them explode. On the other side, it's easy to lose the parts, and some of the springs get very or more parts are possible to be damaged, so it's not that easy to keep this in a good condition. And but maybe it's one of the advantages is you can get the spare parts of this very easily, since many of these toys were available, and yeah, many people have at least 1, 2, or 3 parts of this item left. So yeah, it's a really fun toy. I had a lot of fun with it, and enjoyed having it, and it's an army builder item. Yeah, so I think I had 3 or 4 even of these speeder bikes, and together with Luke, Leia, or even an Ewok could be fixed on it, and biker scouts, as I show here, are a great army of speeder bikes that you can create there. So tell me, what do you think about this item? I think it's one of the greatest items in the Kenner toy line, and yeah, let me know. Do you have a lot of fun experience with it, or memories that are good or bad? And let me know if your speeder bikes are as demolished as mine, or yours is in a better condition. See you soon.